What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at my most recent Galaxy Eyes list. It's very different than the ones I played before because I am playing the Horus cards. And because I play the Horus cards, I also play a few other tech cards that I probably wouldn't normally run. So I'll give my impressions of the deck after I go card by card, show a little gameplay, talk about my experiences with it, and then go from there. So yeah, I mean, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. There's no doubt about it. I do run a light hand trap lineup because I also run Galaxy Soldier, which is really important. So Nibiru, the Star Destroying Kaiju, it's light, and then 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Kind of weak, not the best going second deck ever. Kind of depends, really weird, but yeah, that is the reason why I only run light hand traps. This is obviously just like a going second card. Horus, this is the main card, right? It searches the continuous spell, and the best interaction in the deck completely, by far, is Photon Jumper, right? You discard Photon Jumper, get to add the continuous spell, you get to draw a card, Photon Jumper triggers, Galaxy 100, and then Galaxy 100 is immediately online, so you can send your Photon Emperor. Pretty neat, yeah, pretty cool. You do run, obviously, the 2 other ones, Protection of Horus, and then the Hoppy. This stinks. None of these are light, which that sucks super badly. I would replace these in a heartbeat. Never really need to use these cards' effects pretty much for anything. They are just level 8 bodies. But yeah, these suck to see in your hand. They're not good. Photon Emperor I talked about, but it is worth it, right? It's kind of the whole idea of the deck. 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier. Everything is discardable. Like, literally everything is discardable except for the spell cards in this deck, which is really important. It's the reason why I do that. 3 copies of Delta Wing. It brings out an extra copy from the deck, which is super important for your Utopia engine. Same thing with Galaxy Summoner. So both of these are equal to 2 level 4 bodies, and that's pretty crazy. 1 copy of Advancer, 1 copy of Vanisher. You could probably drop one. It's not really that important. Maybe that's like a change I'll make, but a lot of the times it's just something that you'll search off of Photon Dragon. That way you have an extra level 4 body to go into Ascended Sage, right? The idea is that you go into F0 plus the Utopia engine, which is ideal. And that's kind of how you get there, right? Everything else brings out a body. Utopic Sage brings out a level 4. Photon Dragon brings out a level 4. And then you use these 2 guys to make F0. Excuse me, jeez. 3 copies of Photon Orbital. This searches you everything, so everything's kind of searchable. Photon Jumper. I wish there were better Galaxy Eyes cards. I'm not going to lie. Photon or Galaxy Spawn Traps. There aren't a lot of good ones. Some of them are Interruption, which are terrible going second. Some of them are situational, special summon from the deck, but not always. It's not good going second either. So the main target here is just always going to be Galaxy 100. At least in my opinion. Obviously, you can run other tech cards. 2 copy of Ascended Sage. In case you open one, you want to be able to special summon one out from the deck. That's really important, so that's why I run 2. 1 copy of the Rank Up Magic spell. I talked about Galaxy 100. Just a good card. And honestly, I guess you could probably just like cut 2 of these and like cut 1 of these, and then suddenly you have like a lot more room, like now that I'm thinking about it. But it is a really good card to see. It does keep your kind of keeps your game going, and yeah, just having this in the graveyard is so important. You want to have 2 normal summons, and then obviously 3 copies of King Sarcophagus. The extra deck space is like extremely tight. It's actually kind of hard to navigate and think about, but this is what I have. 1 copy of Zeus. The coolest, technically, one of the cooler things that you can do is go into Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, one of my favorite monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Grab something your opponent has, that obviously turns into Galaxy Eye as it counts as it, so then you can rank on top of it with Cypher X Dragon, which is cool. And then suddenly you're attacking, and then you have like a bunch of materials. If your opponent has an XYZ monster and you steal it, you get even more materials, so you can do a lot of cool things with it. This is the Utopia, number 99, strings out the 2 really good monsters, one of those being number 38, the other one being number 90. You can also obviously hard make number 90, doesn't really matter. Or you can make number 23 the Lancelot card, Lancelot Dark Knight of the Underworld. This is an omni-negate. Now, it does negate the first thing your opponent does, but that can come up, and I do end up using this card a lot. I guess you could drop this and play something else, but I do think it's one of the better ones. It definitely is like your only answer to evenly match, unfortunately. Normally that's the first thing your opponent does, right? At the very least, if your opponent has evenly match, they have to spend 1 card and then go evenly match, whatever that's worth. But that's the reason why I play it. Coach King, so this is like why you run multiples. You could only run 2 if you really wanted to, but there are hands, and this is Galaxy Eyes. It's not the most consistent deck in the world where, yeah, you're going to want to draw 3 cards just to get your plays going. I showed that in one of my combo videos. if you want to check it out. Felgrand is like probably the best generic 8. One of them. The other ones are also good. These are also generic 8s, but they can be easily brought out by number 99. So you need to have a hard one that you can make a level 8. This is number 39 or S39, both of these. So pretty standard stuff, right, for the number 99 package. This is Photon Galaxy Photon Dragon, ZS Utopic Sage, and then the F-Zero stuff. So let's take a look. Let's see what it looks like in action. Okay, I'm going to show you guys one against, I think it's, what is it? Kashtira, sorry. Jeez, my head doesn't work today, apparently. This is like the best opening you could possibly have. I have Nibiru, I have Effect Veiler, and I have the ultimate combo. I have an extra copy of the King Sarcophagus that could come up. You never know. But I'm hoping like the Nibiru comes in play, but he's also playing Kashtira, and without a Rice Heart, they don't really play into Nibiru. Maybe I should have let him activate that. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But he did have Triple Tactics. He did have Thrust as well. He's going to like pop his own card, I guess, just so he can get it back. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but no evenly matched, but that's okay. I can work with this. And this is obviously why I play Nibiru and other light hand traps. Seeing that off the top. So now my hand is like full, which is great. And I also have really good cards in my hand. I'm going to go to the battle phase to get over the Fenrir so he can't use it. And then I'm off to the races. I can go into Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, right? That would be the way to get rid of this. He did have Imperm, so I'm still working. I knew this card was like one of the trap cards. I'm going to go into Felgrand. He's going to make me banish a card. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and negate that. And he's going to pop that card. So I have no cards on the field. No problem. I can still keep going. I can go ahead and normal summon. Bring back the jumper, make that a level 4, which is pretty cool. That definitely comes in handy. And I do have an extra normal summon, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I can go into the Utopic Sage, and now suddenly I have F-Zero, and then the full Utopia engine as well. So through all that interruption, I think it was banishing all my cards or something, banishing until I only had one. He popped my last one. And then during my opponent's turn, this is where Lancelot comes in, because I want to be able to use an Omni Negate, right? I have a Monster Negate, I have a Spell Negate, so everything else is what I kind of need to use. He's going to get over this. This card really isn't that good, in my opinion, so I think I'll be fine. And then you just bring back all the Horus cards, and yeah, he's dead. So if your opponent doesn't deal with you during the first turn, and you have the Horus cards, like they lose, it just applies so much pressure. Now your opponent can break through, but not always, right? Let's play against some random, like these two are just super random replays. This is quite the interesting hand, obviously. 3 Photon Jumper, it's nice. And then the 2 Sarcophagus. He didn't have Droll, so that kind of stinks. So I'm going to have very limited options, but almost always I will go into, yeah, none of these are like really light or dark. I don't know why I didn't activate this much sooner, but I'm going to go into number 90, and yeah, he drolled himself, so he can't activate that. But during the standby phase, this gives me follow-up. So that's actually kind of nice. It's a Monster Negate and follow-up. So I'm going to have to try to find the right place to use it. Now, if he does get over the glory of Horus, I do have a card, right? It does get rid of a card in my opponent's field. Yeah, this is also a Battle Fader. How random. Like, literally one of the most random effects ever. But, hey, it came up there. Yeah, I already know what that last card in hand, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and bring these back. In fact, I can actually like activate this again. And then bring back the Amnesty because it was already on the field. This is obviously insane. Like this board I'm going to be able to put up. So, right, I can bring that back. I can go into another rank 8. I can do pretty much whatever I want. And that's pretty good. I like to do whatever I want. And then finally, I'll just show you probably the most random duel of all time. I think it's just actually kind of amusing. This is a bad hand. And I think my opponent's going to try to do some pretty wacky stuff here. I think he's going to set 5. This is a weird hand, but I do kind of make it work. I mean, I'm going to have 3 forms of interruption. Not the best thing in the world, but hey, your opponent doesn't have to deal with 3 interruptions with 6 cards. You never know. It's worth playing out, right? There goes the Advancer. I could have searched the other one. Again, it doesn't really matter. In fact, I'd probably cut one, like I was talking about during the deck profile. But there goes F-Zero. Kind of a hard card to deal with. Can't be destroyed by battle. Or card effects, excuse me. Can't be destroyed by battle. He's going to set 5. Yeah, so let's see what ends up happening. He's going to have to lose 1, right? I have the Omni Negate. Goes in match doesn't matter at all, right? Because this is a light deck. So that's kind of cool. Some of these traditional floodgates don't really do anything. He's going to like bring out the Labyrinth. He's going to bring out the Fusion. I don't even really know what's going on at this point, but he's going to try to like Fusion summon. I'm going to go ahead and negate. And then I can attack for game. Like, you can swarm the field pretty fast. That was a very random duel. But, yeah, Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.